Hey friends, back in the studio, we're talking about criminal law, criminal defense in the state of Texas, criminal cases in the state of Texas. And we're talking about how the felony charges get presented to law enforcement, then presented to the district attorney's office, and then turn into actual criminal felony charges that are then presented in open court to a defendant. And that is done through the indictment process. So the indictment process, very similar to the information process, has another critical step. But first responders respond. Let's say it's a family violence situation. It's not a misdemeanor, right? Something bad went down. Choking, right? Brandishing of weapons, serious bodily injury or harm, threat of imminent bodily injury or death, interfering with 911 calls, snapping phones, breaking phones, and physical harm or threat of physical harm, right? Pulling guns, picking up knives, things like that. Impeding breath, things of that nature. So these charges are also intake done by first responders, law enforcement, what have you. All this information is gathered, turned over to the district attorney's office. The district attorney's office, through their intake process, reviews, and then presents to a grand jury. Right, presents to a grand jury, and then that grand jury, let me define that for you, right? Because I think words are critical. I think definitions are important, and I think to understand really what's going on in our legal process, you have to understand these definitions. A grand jury is a group of jurors, usually 23, chosen to sit on a regular basis, semi-permanent, right? Month, couple of months, a year, right? And in ex parte proceedings, and that means without the other side present, without the presence of the accused, because it's a number of people, right? So the grand jury sits there in their deliberation area, and they are presented evidence, and they decide whether indictments, those are felony charges, should be issued on these cases. And they are presented case after case after case, right? It's not a grand jury for one criminal offense. The grand jury's impaneled, and for the entire time they're impaneled, let's say it's 1 month, let's say it's 2 months, however long that grand jury's impaneled, they're going to be presented all of the cases that the district attorney's office believes merit a felony indictment. And they're going to weigh that, and they're going to issue a true bill or a no bill.